Hi everyone, it's Derek here with GamerBody, and in this video I'm going to talk about my experience running the Spartan Race Super over in Chino Hills, California while using the Fitbit Charge 3. So let's jump right into the review. So why did I decide to run the race with the Fitbit Charge 3? Well, at first I wasn't going to actually run with it, but then I decided I wanted to keep track and see if I could beat a 3-hour time while doing it. So the race is between 8 to 10 miles according to its website. All the shirts say 8 miles, so I'm not quite sure, but on the website it says 8 to 10. So I wanted to make sure I could do it in less than 3 hours. I also wanted to see if it could withstand a pretty tough race in case maybe you do the same type of thing where you do Spartan races or maybe a different race if you want to use your Fitbit devices. So with that, let's check in and look at the results that I had for this race. So the first point I'd like to make is that the Fitbit Charge 3 does use your phone's GPS in order to track your exact GPS location in the world. So I wasn't able to do that as I wasn't going to take my phone on a muddy, watery run because that would definitely have destroyed it because I have a Google Pixel. It's not really waterproof, so I decided not to take it with me. And because of that, there was no actual GPS type of tracking, meaning it became a pedometer. Because of this, I'm pretty sure the results were a bit off. As it said, I went a total of 9.58 miles, which I actually think is a little too high. Not completely positive. It's not probably too far off, but I don't think that is really accurate in terms of how far I actually ran. I was able to complete the race in 2 hours, 32 minutes, and 18 seconds. So I beat my 3-hour limit that I set for myself. But honestly, I think I could have done a lot better as I got a really bad right calf cramp while about 6 miles into the run that pretty much forced me to walk the rest of it. So I think I could have done it in close to 2, but ended up with that around 2.5 hour end time. The Fitbit also tracked that I ran a pace of about a 15-minute and 52-second mile pace. Remember, you are waiting for people when you get to certain obstacles. There were some I actually waited quite a long time to use. But regardless, I ended up with about a 15-minute 52 pace in the entire run. And lastly, a track that I burned 1,850 calories, which I feel is like kind of on the low end. I felt like I burned more than that, but maybe it's right. Maybe I only burned 1,850 calories. So the next question is, how did it do during the obstacles? During this race, of course, this is a Spartan race, it did get covered in mud. Now, through the probably first at least half, I didn't really hit any muddy spots where it go in. I did get maybe like waist high in water, but I could keep the Fitbit out of the mud. But nearing the end, there is a part where I actually had to go under the mud because you had to go under an obstacle that was in mud. So there, I definitely had to go through mud to see what would happen. So when I did actually go in the mud with the device, it was actually pretty great when it came out. I was able to still swipe left and right on it pretty easily. I could still see my heart rate, see my time, see all that stuff. And it was really honestly the first thing I checked. Of course, coming out, I have to wipe my eyes off, so that's probably the first thing I did because I am wearing contacts, and that's one huge problem with Spartan Race. When you go underwater with contacts in mud, that's very scary, so I hope they do change that in the future. But speaking about the Fitbit, I just really got out of the water, checked it, I was able to swipe left and right, and it was still good to go. I had no problems. I've swam with this before, so I know it can go in water pretty well, but I wasn't sure if mud would be a big problem. In this case, it seemed to work just fine. Now, I was also hesitant about running into other obstacles where maybe I'd bash against them and break the screens and stuff like that. But looking at it, there were quite a few walls I had to run and jump over. Like, these are pretty high walls you have to run, jump over, and keep going. But honestly, it didn't do anything. I actually did lose my free drink one, which is funny. So that ripped off pretty early in the race. I have no idea where it went. But the device here is actually pretty good. It's still in great looking order. I actually don't see any scratches that have been added onto the device. I don't have any scratches on this, but there still are none. So overall, it lasted pretty well. I'm pretty satisfied with it in the end. So what are my final thoughts on using the Fitbit Charge 3 for your Spartan race, especially if you're running the Spartan Super? So honestly, I think it is great. I had, again, no problems with it at all. It worked the entire time. I got no additional scratches. Of course, I didn't like rub rocks or anything on it. I made sure I didn't like smash it off a rock or something like that. So that could be a difference where you actually like fell down and hit it off a rock. I never had that happen, but just going over obstacles normally, doing the course as it should be done, I ran into no issues using the Fitbit Charge 3. I recommend this to anyone who wants to track the total time in their race and things like heart rate during the race, because those are where it's best used when you're actually running during a Spartan race. The only one drawback, again, is that it's not doing GPS tracking, so it's not getting your exact location while you're running. And actually Strava, which is another piece that goes with this, didn't actually get used while running it. So that was another thing. I couldn't really see all of my progressions throughout the race because that's what Strava tracks is your pace in certain parts of the race. I really wanted to see that where I kind of broke down and slowed down a lot. But unfortunately, that didn't get tracked. So that's my one big drawback, is that it can't use your phone's GPS to locate where you are and keep a perfectly accurate pace during the run. Alright, and that is it. So that is my experience with using the Fitbit Charge 3 during my Spartan race. Now I did, again, make a review on my Fitbit Charge 3 device before running that race. So if you want to check it out, link is in the description to go see it and see if you'd like to buy a Fitbit Charge 3 yourself. It is my favorite wearable I've ever had. I did have the Fitbit Ionic before, which I also have a review for if you want to see that one, but I didn't like how big and bulky it was. But that one actually does track GPS right from the device. If you'd like to learn all I know about fitness, building muscle, getting in shape, and still being a gamer, head over to GamerBody.com, sign up for my email newsletter, and I'll be sending you tips and tricks on everything you'll need to know to get fit. Also, please like and subscribe to this video for more videos on this channel just like this one. I'm going more in a review type based thing because I've used tons and tons of products in the past, and I want to pass along what I think are the best products for you to use, especially for your home fitness. So again, like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Alright, and that's it. So I'll see you all in the next video. Be fit and game on.